Hi, this is Josh with Resort TV 1, and today we're starting a new video series called Disney in Details. This is a series where we show you all the details at these different lands in the Magic Kingdom and elsewhere in Walt Disney World, with different details that you may have missed when you walked by. Or you may have seen these details and you'll say, yes, I remember that, or yes, I've seen that. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to leave us a like and a comment, as well as subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also, check us out on social media. We're Resort TV 1 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So, let's get started with the first detail. And be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell if you haven't already done so that you're notified every time we go live or have a new video. Also, be sure to follow us on social media. We're Resort TV 1 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And the first detail that I'm going to point out here, right as you walk across the main bridge to Tomorrowland, is actually this view of Cosmic Rays Cafe here, Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. This is actually modeled after the Frank Lloyd Wright style of architecture. And if you're not familiar with Frank Lloyd Wright, go ahead and do a Google search. There are actually some great examples of it in Central Florida at a college called Florida Southern. But this is a great example of Frank Lloyd Wright architecture, and it's very beautiful, the way that it kind of melds into the hillside there. That was kind of the idea, what Frank Lloyd Wright kind of wanted, the modern look, but also to kind of meld into the scenery. So that's what Cosmic Rays does here. So that's our first detail. And also, while we're over here, these rocks used to be kind of a orangish red color, and they were painted blue just a few years ago. I do think that it kind of matches the rest of Tomorrowland better, but anyway, that's another detail, is that these rocks used to be painted red, now they're blue. And of course, Tomorrowland had a huge redo back in the early 90s. These used to be kind of monolithic concrete pillars here instead of the mountains. And so those were changed. They even used to have fountains on them. And all this kind of retro future look was added in the early 90s. And of course at night this is much more beautiful with the neon and everything else, but the idea is the future that never was. Kind of like the future from the 30s, I believe, kind of an Art Deco future. That's the idea behind it. And just to the right of Monsters, Inc. over here, this is by the Galactic Purple Wall. Again, sorry about the wind noise, if there is any. They have these great posters here. Got a little reflection on them, so see if we can see it a little bit better, but it's Leonard Bernstein, which is Leonard Bernstein. That's what that's kind of themed after. And so there you go, it's like a concert poster forming the Opus Outer Space Concerto in Ursa Minor. I love it. Just great stuff. A lot of attention to detail. This one's actually pretty faded. I wish they would redo it here, because I know it didn't used to look like this, but Tomorrowland Towers Hover Hotel, and this reminds me of the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons little buildings there, and they would raise and lower it to get away from the smog. So that was kind of based on that a little bit, but also the robot reminds me of Horizons there a little bit. So 3 miles directly above Tomorrowland on the Atmosphere 3 Skyway exit. That's awesome. Just makes Tomorrowland seem more like a living community, and a lot of people don't stop and take the time to notice these. But anyway, really cool posters here, right next to the Galactic Purple Wall. And by the way, if you haven't seen that, here's the Galactic Purple Wall. It used to just be purple, and they've added this geometric design into it, so that's always fun. It's a very popular Instagram spot. It was even popular before they made the geometric designs on it, but now it's even more popular. And by the way, from right here across from the Galactic Purple Wall, you can see this really cool topiary sea serpent. So that's kind of in the hub area, but it's kind of in Tomorrowland or towards Tomorrowland too. So not sure if everybody has seen that or not, but anyway, really cool little detail there. Now we're back out in the main street here of Tomorrowland. And everything is themed just perfectly. Now there used to be, right in this area in front of Monsters, Inc Lafleur, there used to actually be this big kind of a tower here that kind of looked like the tower on the other side there in front of Stitch's Great Escape. So anyway, that was taken down just recently, probably just to give better crowd flow here, because it does get really crowded here. And we'll do a Tomorrowland history video one of these days, but all of these different attractions have had several different versions throughout the years. And here's another great detail. This was just added here in the last year. This is the Blue Pill Wall. So that's another famous Instagram spot. Another detail here, right where we're standing here, is that all of the fonts are unified too, and Disney's really good about that. Here's the exit for Monsters Inc, and it's got that Tomorrowland font as well. Very futuristic, or retro future, I should say. And this tower right in front of Stitch's Great Escape used to say the Tomorrowland Interplanetary Convention Center, but when they changed it to Stitch's Great Escape, now it's the Galactic Federation Prisoner Teleport Center. So anyway, that changed with the attraction, but of course Stitch is now closed and it's just a character meet and greet. So that's still there, but it's still really good theming and a little detail there. I wonder what they'll change this area to next. Leave a comment if you have a guess as to what they will retheme this former Tomorrowland Interplanetary Convention Center to. And this is more of a obvious detail here, but these planets actually are very detailed. They do light up at night, at least most of them do. And some of them used to spin, I believe. Some of them used to move around a little bit at some point. I don't know that they move anymore, but I know that they definitely do light up now. When Tomorrowland first opened, I believe there's a little bit more animation to the planets around the Astro Orbiter here, but still, really great detail, and at night very pretty, and kind of the landmark of Tomorrowland here. And of course, everybody knows the People Mover is my favorite ride and one of Jenna's favorites as well, but it actually used to be called the People Mover when it first opened. Then they changed it to the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, and now it's back to being the People Mover. However, you can still find the original namesake of the People Mover, or at least one of the namesakes, not the original, but the second namesake of the People Mover right there on the sign leading into it. There's the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. The idea is that the People Mover is a part of a larger transportation system in this community of Tomorrowland. So really great theming on Disney's part, and I think it was cool that they changed it back to the original name, but kept the Tomorrowland Transit Authority just to kind of add to the making Tomorrowland look like and feel like a real community. And another great detail you may have noticed while going on the Tomorrowland Transit Authority is this little Robo Newsstand here. It's like it's printed while you wait, which is really cool, kind of an old technology idea about how the future would print newspapers for people while they waited. And then they've changed this to actually add to the theming of the entire area where Stitch has escaped. Of course, the glass is so dirty it's hard to read, but I'm not sure what it said before that, but it always had kind of a news headline, so pretty cool. And by the way, right next to the People Mover and next to the Astro Orbiter, there is this whole kind of eating area here, kind of off and out of the way, and it's a great place to escape the rain if you're caught in Tomorrowland during a Florida rainstorm. So anyway, this a lot of people don't notice these kind of interior areas here. They just keep going towards their next attraction. And of course, most people though have seen the snack stand here. So lunching pad, I almost forgot the name of it. How could I forget the lunching pad? But our next detail is actually this Metro phone, and I believe there used to be two of them, but I only see one right now. And actually, this used to be a video phone. Used to be really, really cool. Now, of course, you know, that's not so impressive because everybody's got FaceTime and Skype, but you know, back in the early 90s, a video call was pretty amazing. So anyway, the Galactic Communications Network, toll-free from anywhere in the galaxy. So again, there used to be another one, and I'm pretty sure you used to be able to do video calls. I don't think the buttons do anything anymore. I don't think there's any sound or anything like that. So, but still kind of a cool little piece of theming. Futuristic phone booth here. And by the way, I love how there's a little antenna on the top of it, kind of a futuristic looking antenna. So these great details are what makes Tomorrowland my favorite land. And of course, another detail that most people do notice is kind of out in the middle of everything here is this gravity ball, this huge marble ball. I'm not sure if the markings on there actually mean something, if those are a map of different galaxies or what, or they're just random shapes, but really cool, and this is a lot of fun to just kind of play around with. So another cool detail in Tomorrowland. And another detail you may not have noticed is this spaceship on top of the Thirst Ranger's cool scanner here. Usually a mister that is on most times during the day. But actually there's a rumor, and I'm not sure if this is true, so you can leave a comment and let me know, that this is one of the ships from the Flight of the Navigator movie, or it just may be modeled after one of the ships from Flight of the Navigator. I know they used to have a Flight of the Navigator ship in the Boneyard there at Hollywood Studios on the tram tour of the studio, of the backlot tour, but I'm not sure if this is one of them, if they use several ships in the filming, so leave a comment and let me know. Here's a little better look at the side of it. It does have the same shape as that Flight of the Navigator ship, but I'm not sure if it is one from the movie or just inspired by it. So again, let me know if you know for sure. And another favorite detail of mine here in Tomorrowland are these mechanical metal palm trees. This is so cool since we're in Florida, but also just very futuristic. And they actually do fold up at different times during the day. As you can see over here, this particular palm tree is folded up. Let's go look at it a little closer. So there it is. It's actually in the process of folding up or almost folded up. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure what triggers that either. So leave a comment if you know. I don't know if it's the amount of light or if it's just different times of the day, but I think they fold up at night. So maybe it's dark enough that that one's folding up now. So anyway, maybe we'll check back later tonight when we're here for the Halloween party. And another great detail you may have missed is this exit building and shop for Space Mountain called the Tomorrowland Light and Power Company. Actually, it's supposed to be, as far as the theming goes, it's supposed to be the power company or the power station for Tomorrowland. So, of course, it ended up being an arcade for a while, and now it's just a shop. But anyway, still a pretty cool detail that they actually built this power company for Tomorrowland here. And another detail you may not have noticed is the differences in the PeopleMover tracks. This one is still themed pretty much like it was when it first opened. Just kind of concrete and very modern, almost like contemporary resort theming. So there's not this metal theming on it like there is up towards the front. They didn't finish the theming that way, and so this Joffrey's is also themed more in this concrete style. However, if you look over here, closer to the PeopleMover entrance and the Astral Orbiter, you can see, I'll zoom here, you can see the difference in theming there. It's all metal and more Art Deco and things just like when you walked in. So just interesting, the difference in theming there. Actually, it works pretty cohesively. I'm not sure if that was a budget saving thing or if they just felt like it looked better with Spaceship Earth or with Space Mountain. I always do that. That was called Space Mountain, Spaceship Earth. But anyway, I'm not sure if they thought that it fit better with Space Mountain or you know, what the deal was. So leave a comment and let me know what you think. And another thing here that contributes to the theming of Tomorrowland is this particular screen here. When it's not hosting a stage show, they actually have different advertisements and things for Tomorrowland and things like that. They also talk about Tomorrowland as a community and just really cool and really well themed. So there you go, all those little symbols there. What they were just explaining is actually how to pin trade with the cast members. But still, like I said, a lot of these advertisements, we won't stay here too long, but just kind of advance the idea of Tomorrowland as a community. Oh, there's the PeopleMover.
Within Tomorrowland, there are attractions, entertainment options, dining places, photo opportunities, merchandise locations, places to rest, and so much to see. All this means there are nearly 300 possible permutations of how to fill a day. With many people visiting daily, it's extraordinarily fair to find people that want to do the same. Recalculating values. The PeopleMover, moving people together, always.
Now we're back up here in the main area, and again we're back to more of the metal theming on the PeopleMover, but also around the buildings as well. You can see Merchant of Venus here has a lot of metal theming around its windows and things like that. So really just a lot of attention to detail here. And again, Art Deco is one of my favorite styles, so to see the futuristic Art Deco is just a lot of fun. One of the other things and details I wanted to point out here were just the plant life and shrubbery here. Even that is cut in such a way that it looks very futuristic with the way these shrubs are cut into little discs here. So anyway, just something to kind of pay attention to next time you're here. And these planters kind of remind me of the Transportation and Ticket Center, but they're also kind of contemporary and futuristic. And there's the other side of Cosmic Rays, which I was talking about earlier, was based on that Frank Lloyd Wright architecture. Even the upper areas above the restrooms there are well themed with just different futuristic doorways there and all kinds of things. So just overall a lot of harmonious detail here in Tomorrowland. Well, that's all for now for this first in our video series entitled Disney in Detail, We hope you enjoyed the video, and please let us know if this Disney in Detail video series is an idea that you enjoy, or if you liked this video and you'd like to see more like it. Just let us know in the comments. Also, make sure that, again, you're following us on social media. We're Resort TV 1 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, leave us a like and a comment because it really does help this video. Also, be sure to check out our sponsors, MickeyBlog.com and MickeyTravels.com, for the best and free Disney vacation planning advice. Also, be sure to check out WindowRepairParts.us and use the coupon code ResortTV1 for 20% off your purchase on WindowRepairParts.us. Also, be sure to check out MainStreetDVCResale.com. See how easy it is to sell your DVC commission-free. So for now, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Now that you've finished watching this video, be sure that you're subscribed so that you can get all of the latest updates. Also, check out some other great videos on our channel. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.